Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and do you ever have one of those days where you're just like scrolling through like, oh, what's new at Ulta, and you see something and you're like, bing, 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 I had a video I was gonna shoot. Because that happened to me. You guys, that probably didn't happen to you. I was trying to go for like a smooth intro. It backfired a little. But you guys, I have had a bag full of Flower Beauty makeup for quite a little minute, like probably over a month, maybe even 2 months, in my little vanity area, actually under my vanity, in a Walmart bag, because I'm just that cool. And I purchased all of this obviously myself, and I wanted to check out Flower Beauty. Again, it is the brand that is owned, I believe, by Drew Barrymore, and it's at Walmart. Drugstore prices, like it's not super expensive. No problem, I just had to die real quick. So first up we have their primer. This is the Perfecting Primer. That's all it says. It does have like this really cute little detail up here. It's like this rose gold buckle, and I don't know, I just thought it was a cute like little something extra. It looks like it's just a regular like a silicone primer. It doesn't say anything to the contrary, so let's just put it on a face here. Interesting, like almost a milky white consistency, but oh, those are glasses. Oh, I just throw those over there. Feels good, light, airy, a little bit of slip to it, but very busy, but nothing too crazy. Good, soaks into the skin. Seriously, what do you want? Now, when it came to foundation, I picked up 2 different options, a liquid and a stick, and I was just nervous about the color of this foundation. This is in the shade LF1, which I believe was their lightest, and then this was their lightest stick foundation in the shade SF1. So I thought we would kind of look at both. I'm really wanting to make this one work because I feel like testing liquid foundations is a lot more useful to people. So let me go ahead here. Oh, there's a pump. Oh, praise you, Jesus, there's a pump. Okay. A, really liquidy. B, not quite my color, but not like the worst match I've ever had. Okay, the stick foundation isn't a bad match either. It's pretty yellow undertone. I'm not going to use this one. I would rather go in with the other one and give it a fair shake, because this one, it does blend out really well, but again, super oily feeling, and I can already tell you on my face, So I did go straight to the Flower Beauty website to get a little bit more information because it was pretty thin, and I just wanted to double check and make sure. It looks like they only have, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shades. They might be sold out of some though, because it doesn't look right. But anyways, it says that this is a skin smoothing primer and full coverage foundation in one formula. It neutralizes imperfections and even skin tones. It's hydrating, free of parabens. But a lot of people really, oh wait a second. Love the way you look in 14 skin tone shades. Yeah, so they're definitely sold out of about half. And on their website, just as an FYI, there are 65 reviews, and this does have almost 5 stars, like 4 3/4. So that's endearing. I'm excited about that, I guess. So let's go ahead, and we have Beauty Blender here. Well, you know, my cheaper version of a Beauty Blender. Okay, Paige, quit trying to talk. You're not good at it. I just used up like 3 pumps already, and I don't know where they get the claim for full coverage, because that definitely, and I've shaken this like multiple times, that didn't seem like full coverage to me. Alright, let's try this again. Maybe we just had to get whatever was like in the spigot out or something, I don't know. Okay, it's not building up a ton of coverage. I'm definitely gonna try a brush. I've heard a lot of good things about duo fiber brushes. I want to try that in the future. Make a mental note. Stippling gives you a little bit more coverage with this one, but awful texture. Like, it's awful. You're definitely going to have to smooth it out with a Beauty Blender, but I am going to go ahead and build up the coverage. Alright, so number 1, first thing I noticed, the finish on this is absolutely beautiful. It's very luminous, very dewy looking. The coverage, I don't think it's full coverage. Like, I would say it's about medium coverage. However, you guys know I'm a full coverage queen. Like, I want everything. I want to be beat to the gods when it comes to the look of my face. Like, does she even have skin under that plastic mask? That's the kind of coverage I'm looking for. And I actually would give this one a pass on its coverage because I think it looks so beautiful. And I don't say that hardly ever. I think the last time I said that was like during the summer, like a billion months ago. Okay, not really. It was probably like a couple, like 6 months ago, 5 months ago. And it was an e.l.f. foundation that didn't have a lot of coverage. The Clinique also didn't have a ton of coverage. There was like a Better Skin that I tried. Not a ton, but it built up pretty decent. And I gave both of those passes as well as far as being decent foundations because I loved the way they look on the skin. And this, I feel like, made my skin, again, not much coverage as far as like big, like noticeable sores or like acne, but it did go through. It evened out beautifully, and the look on the skin is ridiculous. Like, it just makes my skin look so healthy, and I just, oh, I'm living for that aspect of it. So now, how did I just get that all over my hand? What did I do? Paige, how do you live in a day-to-day world? Well, that didn't take long for me to screw this video up. I didn't buy a concealer. Oh, I bet they were out. That's right. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, change of plan. I am going to go ahead and shape tape and kind of add maybe a little bit of coverage here and there. I will go in with my Coty Airspun for the translucent powder. And then I actually have a brow product from them that I'm kind of excited to try. I get a little bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie. It's in the shade brunette, so we'll see. I'm a brunette, but sometimes brunette things don't work out. So hold on just a second. Let me like beat this face a little bit more, and I'll check back in with you in a second here. All right, so as you will notice here, if we like move the camera, there we go. You guys, I thought my camera was recording, and I just talked to myself for about 5 minutes about this brow pencil right here, so sorry about that. As I told you before, this is the Draw the Line eyebrow pencil in the shade brunette. It does have a tiny like little spoolie on the end, which it's a little bit too wide for my personal taste. I like them to be a little thinner, but it did work really nicely. And you guys, I actually really like this formula. It is so creamy. The one downside is that it's like a very blunted, thicker tip as opposed to like the L'Oreal Brow Definer, which is a very thin, like pencil lead thickness. This is about double this, at least double that thickness. So it is kind of irritating in that sense, similar to how you guys know like the triangle shaped brow things. I don't like those as well, but the formula on this, holy crap, you guys, I used the tiniest amount. It is literally like a no pressure. It's literally the most creamy brow product ever. You get the most silky amount of product out of it. I loved this, and I feel like my brows were super tame because I didn't have to like struggle and pull and like in with any kind of product. And a lot of times that's what makes my brows become ridiculously thick or weird or arched funny, is because the product I'm using gets funny or it gets too hard or crunchy, and then we end up having issues, and then there's dark, and then they just look ridiculous. So I did go ahead, obviously put them on. I actually really think my brows look put together perfectly today, and it didn't take long at all. It was just like zoop, 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 and they went on. So awesome there. You guys know, I'm sure you're pissed I didn't show it on camera. I can barely do my brows with between me, my pencil, and the mirror. I have a hard enough time. So like on camera, I can't even think about doing it on camera because I suck. I would just squiggle, and I might as well just glue the beauty blender to my face and like call it a brow and be done because I suck. Side note about that brow product real quick before I forget, I do feel like this is a super creamy crayon aspect in which you would want to keep the lid on. I do feel like this would dry out very easily because it is so creamy and nice, and you don't want to lose that cream factor. It didn't take much product at all to do my brows, so just like word of the wise, don't lose the little cap on that one because you're gonna regret yourself. Now on to eyes. I picked up their In Your Prime eye primer. I don't know, it just looks very fancy, but I thought we would give this a try. And I also picked up 2 palettes from them. I picked up one, oh my god, I picked up one of their longer palettes right here, which says you get a bonus $6 brush, go team, as well as this little quad, which I just really loved the greens in. So I thought we would kind of take a look at both of these and see if we liked the formula on them. Let's see what we got here. First of all, let's look at the brush. Oh, you guys, it's actually not a horrid brush either. It's a little bit small in the handle, but like, I feel like we might be able to have a use for you, little devil. All right, let's just touch like a couple of these. Oh, we are creamy. You guys, those feel really nice. And you guys know that I normally do go through and swatch the entire palette and go up close and do shade names. I'm not gonna do that because this is a full face. Anytime we do a full face, this is one of the ways that we save time. So I know what you're thinking. Paige, you could talk less to save time. No, thank you. This is, by the way, in the shade Secret Garden. That's the name of this quad, if you are ever curious. Comes with one of these tiny little, like, double-ended sponge things, which are not useless. I've actually had uses for those. Sometimes I use them to apply my makeup, and they work. Wow! I'm sorry, but this is stupid creamy. Like, I'm actually shook at how good it feels. Like, look at this. And this bottom green one right here. And I love that. Oh my, you guys, this is, and they're so creamy. Like, I did not expect this to go so well. Should I put that green on my eyes? Probably. Duh. See, and I like these two greens. I just don't know. I feel like together they might be too much. Ooh, but I like both. So let's prime our eyelids. After we figure out how to open the primer without cutting our fingers off. Crease-free, long wear, and invisible finish. All right. Just a little black eye like this, and let's put some on a finger. Oh, this has like a lotion-y kind of look to it. Interesting. I'm thinking we will put this on our lids, and then I will go ahead and set my all-over lid with the lightest shade in this palette over here. And see how that goes. Alright, so I love that all-over lid shade. I love that it's just like a nice bright color. I'm going to start building up into my crease. I'm going to mix these two guys right here. They do have a little bit more of a gray undertone than I would typically like for this sort of thing, but you know, you gotta just like stick with what's within the palette. We're testing out a BH Cosmetics number 7 brush here. We're just gonna see what we can do. Oh, hello, pigment. Hello, hate this brush. All right, never mind. This is a BH number 6 from that Rose Quartz collection. Let's go ahead and try that. Paige, you need to set this thing down. Settle down. Now, there are a ton of shimmers in this palette, and I am going to attempt to, or not this palette, I'm sorry, in the quad, I'm going to attempt to fluff this green shimmer, the lighter one up here, into the crease a little bit, because I think I am going to go in with the other green all over the lid, and I really want to have, oh my gosh, that is a very soft shadow. Holy crap. But I do want there to be a little bit of green in the crease to kind of help with that transition. They're not the same shade though, so I don't want to overdo it too bad. You guys know how I feel about shimmers in the crease. It's not my favorite, but I feel like for this look, it's actually going to tie it all together very nicely. Again, my only like downside is that there aren't any true brownish colors. They all have a pretty gray looking undertone. When I picked these palettes out though, I did want to go with ones that had a little bit more, a little more interest in them. I didn't want to pick out just like your normal like run-of-the-mill palette. I wanted something with a little bit more pizzazzle. I do believe that they had a neutral palette though, and now looking at this palette, I'm thinking that that might not have been the worst idea, but you know, we're just gonna work with what we got because I honestly think that we can make something here. All right, now we're gonna go in and we're gonna deepen that up later, but for right now, and I'm not sure how true it is on camera, but we do have a very nice like light green cast into the crease, which is exactly what I was going for. So I really love that they paired this purple and this green together. Like, oh, I had them right there. I don't know, I just love those two colors so much. I think it would be cool to put the green like all over and then kind of conceal out the center and put that purple in there, maybe add a little glitter over top. Boy, that went from like easy breezy beautiful to glammy extraness in about 13 seconds. Now this green is insanely, the darker one that I'm about to go in with, it is very, very easy to use as far as swatch. So I am gonna spray the brush, but I honestly, if you don't want to, I don't think you would have to for this because girl, it's intense. Like it's already gorgeous. Guys, moment of fun, truth, cuteness. Oh, Fallout, where art thou, Fallout? All over my face. Big old chunk. Let's get rid of that before I turn green. These shadows, you guys, are so soft. Like, it's both good and bad. I'm actually going to try this with my finger real quick and see if I like it better. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. I like this better just patting it on because it's so soft and creamy that when I use a brush, it's actually breaking apart. But if you apply it with your finger, you get a much better payoff with much less fallout. Guys, because the fallout situation is a deal, I am going to put down a layer of airspun super quick before I move on. Definitely think I'm looking cute. That's a joke, by the way. I look a little bit ridiculous, but that's okay. It'll get better, I think. I hope. I pray. All right, now I actually am going to go in with the tiny little brush that they put in the palette, the long palette, and I'm just going to blend this out a little bit. So far, the one thing I'm noticing about their shadows is that they are super creamy, but if you touch them at all, like, they literally just go away. Like, it's kind of annoying because, like, I touched them and it literally, like, jumped off my eye. So they're not the easiest to work with, but they are gorgeous. They're, like, super soft, but, like, watch as I blend this crease out, like, anything that the brush touches, you can see it like go away. And it becomes immediate fallout on the face. It's not wanting to like stick to the other eyeshadows. Like real quick, look at the fallout over here. And that's just from attempting to blend it out. Like it all just cascaded onto my face. I'm gonna try and brush that away before I move forward and like make sure it'll brush away. All right, now for that center part, I am gonna go in with the purple and just kind of conceal over the top of it a little bit. I'm so disappointed in this because I wet my brush. I'm trying to think if there's something else I could do. What if I dipped into the shadow and then wet the shadow like that? Hold on. I have to know. What if I dip into it like this, so I have some on the brush, and then I wet that? No. Okay, all it's doing is lifting off whatever's underneath of it. So that's a big no. Okay, I'm gonna quit screwing with that, and I'm gonna go in with concealer real quick and do that center cutout thing, because I really think that that's gonna look pretty. I'm just like a glutton for punishment, you guys. Oh my gosh. Going in with a BH number 9. Just gonna take a little tart shape tape on the back of my hand and just kind of start going over it a little. And I'm just working really gently with this because I know how very easily pissed off the green underneath is. Shh, I'm very busy. And then while that's tacky, I'm gonna go in with that purple shade and just use my finger and see if we can get this to look like how I'm envisioning. Don't you feel like there should have been a little bit more like pop to that for, I mean, I put down concealer first even, for the love of all things holy people, come on. You guys, I just don't love this. I feel like, look at how beautiful they look on my hand and how intense and gorgeous. And then like you put them on your eye and it's just like I bet you if I took a brush right now and buffed over my eyelid, I could get all of that to fall off. That's how like not cute this is. Ugh. You guys, I hate everything about this eye look. Like I can't even express to you how much I don't like this. I have got to fix this. How do I fix this? Well, let's run an experiment. I want to see if I do this. Look at it. It all just comes off. And that's even with concealer on my lid. It all just like fluffs away. You guys, all I did is literally take a piece of toilet paper and I went like this and literally all the eyeshadow came off. Like everything that had concealer down. Like I think that the problem with these is that they're very soft, they're very creamy to the touch, but they are not like easy to wear. Like they're, you know what it reminds me of, and this is super random, so stay with me for a second. When you have, like I have super silky hair, right? And I used to, when it was really long, I used to like try and tie it in a knot, but it was so silky that I couldn't, like as like I would take like a chunk of it, you know, and like wrap it around, but my hair was so silky, it wouldn't knot up, which, I mean, it was silky, it was amazing, it was long. You would think that it would, but it just wouldn't because it was too slippery. And I feel like that's the deal with these. They're very slippery and slick, and so they go on and they look beautiful in theory, but when you try to manipulate them, they're not working, at least not for me. I'm sure there's a lot of people that love them, and I wanted to be one of those people. Let me go ahead. I just want to throw something on. Whoops, I don't know what that was. I'm going to throw something on super quick, you guys. Just like a whatever eyeshadow, and then I will be right back, and we're going to keep using the rest of this stuff. So hang tight for a second. I need to figure out what I just dropped. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I did still want like a nice green kind of eye, and I tried to salvage it, but what ended up happening is that green that I had from Flower Beauty ended up smudging out and just like creating like this really deep dark grayish. So I ended up going in with my oh my god, my Pat McGrath's one of these subliminal, this is the Mothership palette. Use without caution, shade throwing, and eye ecstasy may result in prolonged use. I've never read that before. I did just go in with like this green here, this gold, and I tried to like smoke it out a little bit with these, but the reality is that those shades from this little quad right here and this long guy right here, they just like went everywhere and smeared all over and made it look more gray. I actually have a brown base and you can't even tell, so these were very frustrating to me, so we're just gonna put those aside. I just wanted to tell you guys what I did go in with because I don't get to play with it very often anymore, and I found it the other day and I was like, I want to use that, and then I wanted a green and that's what popped in, and it's like this gorgeous reflective green. It's very pretty. I tried to save the eye is what I'm telling you, but if it looks janked out, I'm sorry, I promised I tried. So let's go into the face stuff. Now for this portion, I actually have two palettes. I apologize if you can hear my puppy barking in the background. I don't know why she's talking so much. She's very upset about something. I have the light to medium contour palette. This is the Lift and Sculpt palette, as well as the Shimmer and Strobe highlight palette. I couldn't pass this up. There is a highlight in this one, but then I was like, these are all highlights. I need to be all up in this palette. Did I drop the scissors? Okay, so these are the face colors. Oh, they're actually very soft as well. Let's go ahead and kind of... Oh wow, that highlight's really pretty. Look at that guy right up there. Bronze blush highlight, all right. And now I also, of course, I have to check this highlight palette. Ooh, okay, these are like way more soft and blinding than this guy. We're using that for highlight. P.S. I'm pretty sure that this foundation is oxidizing. Okay, awesome. Maybe I can't tell, but it looks like it. Does it look like it? I feel like I'm turning a little pink. Now this bronzer for me is almost on the verge of being too warm, just because I am so fair toned, but I'm pretty sure I can pull it off, especially if I really wanted to. I would go in with one of the shades from the Kat Von D palette and sculpt it away a little bit. I'm not going to, but it's definitely an option. So let's go on, tap on a tiny bit of this blush, which looks, oh God. Oh, that's got some pigment to it, y'all. I feel like my cheeks and like this portion of my face don't match my eyes. My eyes look crazy with all that gray on there. Now, you guys, I did have, like I said before, a lot of issues under my eyes with that other eyeshadow, and I'm really starting to see it now. I'm going to go in with my Kat Von D palette here. I'm just going to brighten that area up a little because it needs it. It looks really bad. There's like a ton of that eyeshadow all over the place. Now for some highlight, girl, we are going in with this lightest shade over here and a big old fan brush, and we're just gonna do, and we're just gonna, oh yeah. I think I love you, so what am I so afraid of? Oh yeah. Wow, that's frickin' gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Alright, you guys, I have highlighted, I have blushed, I have bronzed, I have gotten frustrated. I am going to go ahead and finish up my face. I do have the, oh, and I forgot I had these blushes too. Well, I guess I'll be trying those out in another video. But I also have a Flower Beauty, this is their liquid liner. I have a crayon, and I have an eye crayon, like an eyeliner crayon, and I have their mascara. So I am going to go ahead, I am going to turn the camera off. I'm going to regroup because you know how like sometimes you're doing makeup, and if you test out new makeup at all like I do, it's easy to get really frustrated, and like I am so frustrated right now because everything I touch, I feel like it's just going and it's pissing me off. And then everything I'm picking up, I'm literally dropping. I just dropped something on my foot and it hurt. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to calm down. I'm going to apply some other stuff and I'm going to come back and then I'll be like regrouped. Okay? Does that sound good? I think it sounds great. So I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I finished up my face and I definitely have some final thoughts. And I was thinking as I'm probably going to do a wear test on this foundation because I think it's dumb to do a foundation and not do a wear test. But anyways, I want to roll through real quick all the other stuff that is on my face because I feel like we need to just do a roll call real quick. I think the primer did a pretty decent job so far. Again, we're going to test that and the foundation, so we'll stay tuned on that. The brows I'm actually liking. They did slough off a little bit here and there, but they're still all right. The eyeshadows, we know I was not a fan. I liked the big fluffy brush. So far, I'm liking, not the plastic, but I am liking the contour kit as well as the highlight kit. Those are going pretty well. The eyeliner. You guys, hold on. I dropped it on the floor because I drop everything on the floor. This flower eyeliner, it's not the worst, but the applicator on this is so long that it makes it like a little bit difficult. Like there's just not much control, but you do get a really nice amount of product, and it was super easy to go in and do a tight rim liner. It is pretty matte. It's like a semi-matte, so it's not like as matte as the Milani one that I'm testing out, but it's pretty close. And again, the Stay Put Matte 17-hour wear is what I did in a couple videos ago by the time you see this one. And this one is very, very matte, whereas this one has more of, like I said, like a semi-matte finish, but not bad. The applicator is just, it requires a little bit of work because it's so long. What else? The crayon, that big beefy looking crayon thing, it actually has a smudger on the other side, so you can use it that way. But what I like about this is it's just so creamy. Like I barely touch my face, my hand, anything, and it's so creamy. Glides right onto the waterline. Whether or not it stays, what we won't know yet, but it was super easy to apply, and I just jammed it right up in the waterline under the lashes, and it went on like a dream. The other thing that I hated, by the way, was this mascara. It feels so, like, listen. You feel, like, can you hear how dry that sounds? It looks dry, and it has 3 settings. So it has a lengthening. You twist this little thing on the cap down here, and it, like, tightens it down, and then you do it again, and it makes it shorter, like, so the longest, next short, and then shortest. Like, it's just so weird. And it's supposed to be lengthening, curling, and then the shortest one, which is this setting, is volumizing. I don't think it did any of those things. I think it was just really dry. It actually ripped out a couple of my eyelashes. Like, I was applying it, and literally they came out on the brush. So, no, I did not like this at all. So far, the eye stuff is kind of half and half. I really did not like the eyeshadows, and now I'm, like, kind of hating this eye look a little bit because I feel like those eyeshadows muddied it up so much. And if you were curious what is on my lips right now, I went in with a YSL lipstick. This is just a really pretty nude. It's relatively sheer. I didn't want too much more on my face. Plus, I think we're gonna eat lunch or dinner, whatever it is. I don't even know. Pretty quickly. So this is in the shade 70. That's all it says. I don't know. It's a nude. But anyways, oh God, I'm dropping everything. I'm so annoyed. Okay, I'm gonna scoot and I will check in with you guys at the end of the day. Hopefully I won't be in such a pissy little annoyed mood. I'm like in that mood where you're just like, like you just want to throw something. Like, am I the only one that gets like that? Because I've dropped everything. My eye makeup went to crap and I'm just like, I need to like calm down. Like, Paige, there's way worse things going on in the world. So just shut up for like 10 minutes. I'm going to go. I'll stop back in at the end. We will do a foundation check-in and we will wrap up this video. So hang tight. Alright guys, this foundation, I don't know why, like I looked down and I was like, oh, a brush, I should pick it up as I'm like talking into the camera. Sometimes I confuse myself. Anyways, hello, hey, hello. I have been wearing this foundation on my magical little face for about 8 to 9 hours. And what's funny is that, like, how about I actually turn a light on? There we go. Hi. What's funny or weird or like odd or Twilight Zone-y about this situation is that, you guys, I sat down to film this check-in right here and I was like, I looked at my face, I'm like, it hasn't been long enough. Like, I screwed something up. And I went and checked 2 clocks to make sure, my dog is barking, 2 clocks to make sure that like it has actually been, it is the end of the day. Because I thought like, shit, maybe I fell asleep and like I woke up a couple hours later and now here I am thinking it's nighttime. But it is not. And you guys, my face looks really good. Like, this foundation looks amazing. The only thing I can see a little bit of wear on the chin right here. And I could feel a little bit of like tacky on that nose, like underside, but you guys, nothing bad or anything. My under eye, like this whole area still looks really good. And if you remember, I had like no coverage here. So the coverage that is on my face right now is literally just like Shape Tape and powder and then all my other face products. But it wasn't even a full coverage, like full coverage foundation. And I'm just shook at how good this looks. Oh my God, what is this? I have a giant bump on my forehead. Oh, that's dry shampoo. You guys, I have a disgusting glob of dry shampoo. I use a dark one. Where is it? I use the Batiste, and so like if my hair has a bunch of dry shampoo in it and it like touches my face, oh, I look funny. And I have a big, I can't believe, it looks like a big glob of dirt. I have a jar of dirt. I have a jar of dirt. Okay, so how do we feel about the up close? Let's get up close, although you're not gonna see much. Like, what? Okay, so like all up in this area, like look at that. It looks still really good. We had a little creasing down here, but that happens after like 5 minutes. My nose still looks really good. My forehead, like look at this. Hello, forehead. Okay, cheeks, chin, like mouthful region still looks good. This whole area, which this is where Mr. Sore is, and he even stayed all right. Bronzer, blush, highlight, hello, good. How you doing? Like look at this. Oh wait. There's the dirt, and by dirt I mean dry shampoo. Cute. Like, you guys, I'm shooketh. I'm shooketh. I honestly was not sure if I was going to enjoy this or not, but that foundation primer combo, something in there went very right for my face. I'm super curious. As I was putting this on, I think the way that I'm going to end up using this foundation, if I'm going to be completely honest, is as a mix-in. I didn't like, don't get me wrong, it still looks really nice, but I did not like how much I had to like build it up. But I loved the finish and like the luminosity, like the dewy luminous, but then somehow it reacted really well with my Airspun and it was like perfectly matte. Like I can see why people like this. This is so nice. And it had such a nice dewy luminous finish like in the beginning that it's something I could see people with dry skin absolutely loving. Like loving. You guys, I'm so impressed with this foundation primer. Oh my gosh. Okay, so those two are pretty good. The brow product, I did think of a con of this brow product when I was looking in a mirror. Why would I take my glasses off? Because now I can't see. I was looking in a mirror, and the only downside to this being brunette is that it is a kind of warm brunette for what I would normally go with. All right, you guys, that is it for this video. Me and my hair and my grandma sweater, we're Audi 5000 or whatever that old saying is, but not old, from a couple years ago. I'm not good at slang, you guys, but thank you so much for hanging in there with me today. Anytime I do a full face, it's gonna be a little longer. I talk a lot. I have a lot of opinions. It's just the way that the world is in my life. And also, thank you guys for bearing with me through this eye makeup, you guys. It was a struggle. It turned gray. We know how I feel about gray. I hope it turned out okay enough that I don't get like wrote home about it, but if I do, it is what it is. My address is 1555555. Go suck it, because I don't give a shit. No, you guys have a great time. I'm so sassy. That's how I know I need to go to bed. I'm just like F you. You guys have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Do flower beauty. 'Twas beautiful some of the time. Ding. This is really nice, actually. I kind of enjoy this brush.